is Scott with Load Manager TMS software, and today I'm going to show you how you can take any freeform text, drop it into our smart load import box, and Load Manager will recognize any lanes and allow you to import and create a load directly from this freeform text. So how this works is you're going to click on the Smart Import menu, and then you're going to go ahead and open up one of the emails or whatever source of text you have that has the load information, and you're just going to highlight it, copy, and then paste. Now here the text doesn't look very good, doesn't look like it's in any great format, but we're going to hit process down here, and Load Manager's artificial intelligence will scrape through the text, recognize cities and states, and organize them from pickup to delivery. The first city and state it finds in the list, it assumes is going to be the pickup city and state, and the second one it finds, it assumes is going to be the delivery city and state. And then it continues on and it creates a new row. So that's the logic there. Now, notice that it does not recognize other data here, but it puts it into columns for you in case it does mean something. So in this instance, we do notice that it did put the weight in a separate column. So what we can do is we can hit the drop down and we can map this column to the weight. Not sure if you can see that on the screen, but there's a on the drop down list here, there's the weight option, and so that will be brought into the weight. And the other thing that this does require is us to identify who the customer is. So we can select that column and we can just type the first part of the customer name, and it gives us a drop down where we can select our customer who sent us this load. And it's as simple as that. Now I can go ahead and hit the import button. But before I do, I just want to point out that this other data that, here we have actually the customer rate. Let's include that as well, customer rate. And then this other data that we did not define any columns with, it will import that into the internal dispatch notes in case you want to refer back to it when you're looking at each individual load. We do also have the option to specify what is the load status that we want to assign to these imported loads. We'll leave it as a spot load since we don't have a guarantee that we can cover these loads. So we'll hit import, and then that's went ahead and imported all those loads successfully, and it does show me the load numbers here, and I can actually click on a load to open it up. And you can see ported it as a stop load. It included the rate for the customer, any extra data that was in it. It put it into the dispatch notes box. And then if we scroll down, it has the customer assigned to it, the pickup and delivery location, and it also included the weight of 65,000 pounds. Now let's go ahead and try another example. I'm going to pull up an email here. This is from an attachment that was sent, and you notice here that there's a lot of information. We typically want to only select the information that's relevant, but in this case it does include the pounds here, so I'm going to select that as well. I'm going to choose copy. I'm going to go over here, Smart Import, paste, and I'm going to click process. Now if you notice, the pounds came in together with LBS and lumber. I can actually go over here and I can separate it and tell it to refresh. And now when I do a refresh, you'll notice it did separate the pounds, and I can now tell it that this is the weight. But I also want to point out that the tarp load and load text is something that is not weight, but it doesn't matter because when I select the weight, it will eliminate any non-numeric text. So it knows that that other information was not text. Over here, I can in fact actually edit this out if I want. I can just take that out, and then I can go ahead and I can say that this is the commodity that we're taking. And if I didn't want to pull in any of this information on the other loads, I can go ahead and get rid of that easily enough. Any columns that I leave as column _1 or whatever, it will import into the dispatch notes box, so I can leave that as is. And if this is the rate 725, I can actually go in there and get rid of that and put the rate. I think it may have gotten rid of the decimal, the dash for us automatically, but I'll just leave that as is. And now the last thing we have to do is specify who the customer is. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose the customer here. And in this case, we will choose, I'll type in B, and I see we have Bass Pro Shops. We'll just select that. Oh, actually it's Barbecue Pit Masters. We'll select that. And we'll go ahead and click Import. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you find it helpful or if you'd like more information about Load Manager TMS software, you can live chat with us at loadmanager.com. You could also email us via support@loadmanager.com, and we'll be happy to help you out.